Hi, Summer here with Can Advisor's weekly update for June 15th, 2022. First, I want to wish a heartfelt happy birthday to my dear mother, who is a big supporter of all things cannabis. Love you, Mom. In the news, NCIA and Can Advisors held their opportunity tour last week with stops in Rochester, Albany, and Brooklyn to share tips on entering the New York cannabis market and on how to get involved in advocacy. New York's Office of Cannabis Management was also in attendance. Also in New York, dozens of cannabis farmers are in the process of ripping out cannabis crops following a surprise guidance letter that limits their total usable land to include paths and vegetating crops to no more than 1.5 acres. Albany, New York's mayor is encouraging people to apply to serve on the local cannabis advisory committee. Internationally, in Germany, local officials are taking the first steps to legalize cannabis nationwide this week. This should make for an impactful ICBC conference in Berlin in July. Reach out to Can Advisors Brian Hart if you'll be there. In Mississippi, regulators published final rules on medical cannabis cultivation and processing facilities. Also, the cultivation, processing, research, testing, and disposal business license applications are available via their online portal, and they'll be accepting those on a rolling basis. Dispensary applications are set to open up on July 1st. Also in Mississippi, regulators announced that less than a week after launching the state's medical cannabis registration portal, more than 1,800 people have already signed up. So great, strong start to the program there. New Jersey's next Cannabis Commission meeting is on June 23rd, where they're expected to approve yet another batch of new licensees. Great to see that. In Washington, D.C., their council passed a bill to prohibit employers from firing employees for using cannabis or failing a cannabis drug test, except in safety-sensitive positions, and that also excludes those in the D.C. court system, as well as those in federal government roles. In Delaware, lawmakers voted to uphold the governor's veto of their simplified marijuana legalization bill, even though the bill previously had enough support to overturn the veto. In Moffett, Colorado, the Board of Trustees is considering a name change for the town, taking them from Moffett, Colorado to Cush, Colorado. We'll see how that goes. Guam's cannabis industry regulations will soon take effect after the territory's Senate took no action to modify the proposed rules during their 90-day review period. And we should be getting more information soon on an expected timetable for applications and licensing. Starting August 1st, Oklahoma will institute a 2-year moratorium on new applications for medical cannabis cultivation, processing, and dispensary business licenses, since they found there are too many operators currently in the state. In Nevada, regulators will hold a public hearing on rules for cannabis consumption lounges on June 28th. Los Angeles, regulators began accepting social equity application verification requests for their upcoming licensing round. In Detroit, Michigan officials began awarding the first recreational marijuana business licenses in the city. There have been some issues rolling out that program, so good to see that going forward. In South Dakota, recreational cannabis is back on the ballot, so hoping for some positive news in November out of South Dakota. Lastly, Harborside will change its name to State House Holdings as part of an integration with 3 companies they purchased recently. And that is all the news for this week. Thanks again for joining us for Canna Advisors' weekly legislative and licensing update. See you next time.